Okay, so now is January 2nd of 2025. What I did is I just searched the word fog. Fog on YouTube to see what kind of videos were coming up on it, right? You know, right? Okay, so fog or smart dust. How many views has this person got in the last 8 hours? 35K views, okay? And that was in the last 8 hours. And this page I pulled up actually several hours ago, so it's probably changed. Anyway, in terms of the numbers have probably gotten higher. Strange fog is making people sick. Alien UFO drones, plasmoids, creepy TikToks, and scary videos. 116,000K. This was done 2 days ago. Okay. This is where YouTube redirects their traffic, right? What is this mysterious fog? 1 day ago, 57K views. Right? Dabu 77. Okay. Live, mysterious fog making people sick. Where are they hiding? How many in this one? 869K views streamed 2 days ago. Wow. Okay. What else do we got here? Persistent fog sparks widespread concern as Trump demands accountability. 206,000K 2 days ago, right? Views, that is. Okay, in terms of 206,000. Okay. Patent for artificial fog. It is everywhere. What's the end game? 19,000 2 days ago. In terms of views, 19,000. Okay, right? Do you see what's going on here? The fog is getting dangerous. 20K 3 days ago. All right? Strange fog being reported around the world now. 27,000K views streamed 2 days ago. Okay. Let's just refresh this and see what we get coming up now, just out of curiosity, because there's another one that I'm going to take you to in a minute. Are we at the beginning? Yeah. Okay, 7 hours ago. Sick from the fog. What are they hiding in this mysterious fog? 23,000K views, people. Okay. Persistent fog sparks widespread concern as Trump. Okay, so now it's 211,000K views 2 days ago. So clearly, the traffic is being redirected there, right? Bizarre thick fog weather patterns are developing across America. 117,000K views 2 days ago. Right? There's Dabu 7, 58,000K now, 2 days ago, right? Is that what I said, or was the numbers less? And then we've got strange fog being reported around the world, 29,000K views, right? 2 days ago. Okay, so you see what's going on there. Now let's just, for curiosity's sake, let's go to my little dinky little weeny channel that YouTube likes to shadow ban and fuck with, right? Because, you know, YouTube staff, that is, right? That's what they get paid for, to gang stalk certain YouTubers, right? First, we'll see if there's anybody making a comment. No. And then we'll go to content. Okay. Fog dome. Fog. I put fog first just to see what would happen. Clearly, it doesn't come up in the search engine because fog dome, an introduction to exposure, because YouTube doesn't want people to know that. You see, that's the thing, people. That was done yesterday. It was uploaded, it was recorded on the 31st, and it was uploaded on January 1st, right? Look at that, 11 views. 11 views. And who came in and thumbs it down? Because you know YouTube likes to promote their prop up their stalkers, right? We've got, you know, Tasty Bonnie, aka, because that's really the only one that gets off on this shit, outside of maybe one or two other people every now and then when they're bored. I'm just saying. Right? Okay? Right? So, you know, fog. So some say, fighting the good fight, right? December 31st. How many views? 31 views. Huh? Fog dome, an introduction to exposure. YouTube staff doesn't want to direct people to this channel for that, people, because they want to keep everybody guessing, right? And they'll use other people's channels to keep them guessing with conspiracy theories and speculations and opinions and all this other crap, right? You know, to keep the hype, right? So that, you know, at some point they can drop the hatchet. 11 views. 11 views. I wanted to point that out. Now we're going to go to here, which is a new video. It was uploaded 1 hour ago. Wow. 1 hour ago. And look how many views they already got. Where's my finger? There it is. 5,628 views within the hour. This disturbing fog is causing me to lose sleep. Well, we've already seen that title, but in the meantime, we're just going to listen to this for a minute because they brought to the attention that the animals are acting up, and I already mentioned that in one of my videos. And that's another thing I noticed about YouTube. They keep my channel on lockdown so that trolls from other channels can troll into my channel, listen to what I got to say, see what I'm trying to do, or whatever, and then we'll, you know, pick up on certain little bits of tidbits of information, whatever it is, and then they take that and they go take it to their page, and then they incorporate it into their videos as if they had a light bulb moment. Anybody that's been on YouTube for any freaking length of time knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? All right? Right? Because they, you know, they got to keep their content going. Because if they don't keep their content going, they drop down on that algorithm, right? And then they start losing views. And because so many of these people are so dependent on the money that it generates with, you know, their channel, you know, they always got to come in with something freaking fresh. But never do they ever give credit from maybe where they got the idea from. Right? So that's another thing that I'm up against with my channel. And that's why I just like, to hell with it. I don't give a damn, right? You know what I'm saying? I want to talk what's important to me. Robotoids posing as coroners in the province of British Columbia, Canada, is important to me. Because if one is employed with shadow bank accounts being paid by taxpayers, and it's a freaking robotoid falsifying death certificates, and that's in British Columbia, Canada, you know they've got them elsewhere across the continent. And for anyone that wants to be a Sleepy Joe on that one and ignore that idea, that fact, because I've already proven it, people, with the exposure. But of course, YouTube would bury that because they wouldn't want people to have the proof. So, of course, they're going to shadow ban my channel by any means necessary and send in the hounds to stalk me for that psychological warfare. So, in the meantime, I did mention, you know, with the birds, right? They're agitated. The animals are agitated with what's going on here, okay? And now we're starting to hear in the videos, 2 days after I mentioned it, people are now starting to talk about it, that the animals, mainly the dogs and the cats, but the dogs, right? Because they're kind of little like humans, you know. They have, an adult dog has the intelligence level of a 3-year-old, and then, you know, at some point, I wouldn't say it increases in terms of intelligence, but they can think. Right? You know, they actually think. And a 3-year-old can think. Right? So hold on. Let's listen for this for a minute. Because after this, whatever I'm going to do, of course I'm working in the kitchen with kale, spinach, and, oh, what else is there? Oh, yes, I think I bought a whole bunch of bok choy. I'm pre-cooking, putting them into my dishes. Amari still got his all grinded up, but I want Andre eating more of this stuff. And as Amari's, you know, as he's eating it, right, easy enough to grind it up. And I'm trying to bring in a budget once a week where I spend $30 on kale, Swiss chard, whatever, right? Freaking bok choy. Because certain bok choy and kale has calcium in it. Okay? Here's a little tidbit somebody can run off to their channel and talk about, you know, bringing something new when it's convenient for them to make themselves look like they're fucking intelligent, right? I'm just saying, right? Being that YouTube likes to send all their traffic there and, you know, keep them their bitch, right? So they got to keep them working, you know, coming up with new content. So here's some new content for you, okay? For those that like to creep my channel and never give credit where credit is due, not that you would ever give me credit for anything because you're too busy trying to get rich off of fucking YouTube, which I think personally is a big fat joke. But besides that point, I guess what works for some doesn't work for others. Anyway, kale and bok choy have calcium in them. But they don't have I can't remember the exact name of an enzyme that prevents the body from absorbing the calcium when you eat it. So therefore, if you eat a lot of kale and bok choy with the calcium in it, you're going to absorb the calcium. But if you eat spinach or Swiss chard, which also has calcium, but have that enzyme, your body won't be able to absorb the calcium like you would want it to do. So if you're looking to introduce calcium into your diet, outside of relying on milk products, right? Butter, cheese, egg, well, not so much eggs, but, you know, sour cream and all that crap. Milk, butter, yeah, okay. Then you have to get into your leafy greens. But only certain leafy greens are lacking that enzyme where your body can actually absorb the calcium. And the only two that I've discovered so far at this point that's readily available in a grocery store is kale and bok choy. Okay? Just, you know, keep that in mind because, you know, I want Amari to have more calcium. But now, if you give him spinach, there's other nutrients in spinach that perhaps those other ones don't have as much, but you forfeit on the calcium. So you think you're giving him extra calcium by feeding him spinach. No, you're not. You're depriving him of the calcium because of that enzyme within the spinach. But there are other nutrients in the spinach in higher quantities than kale might have, or bok choy. So there's a balance in there, right? So, you know, anyway, all right, so let's listen to this person talk about animals reacting to this fog that clearly YouTube is redirecting traffic to a lot of these content creators because they're not talking about taking what they're looking at to exposure so that you might actually have something else to say outside of, well, it could be this, it could be that, maybe it's this, it's probably that, I think it's this is what it's doing, but at the end of the day, we'll never know because, you know, blah, 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 blah. Whereas if you take it to exposure and you can say, well, clearly you can see something here, clearly you can see something there, those are anomalies, they don't match with the, you know, they should not be there, and if they are, why? You know, get in a little deeper into the game. No, YouTube won't allow that to happen. Hell no.
With their animals, mainly dogs, they're either on high alert or they're downright scared.
So dogs are either on high alert or they're scared. Or the animals are agitated, like the chickens and the ducks and those kind of animals, geese and whatever on the farms are agitated because, you know, I've heard the videos and clearly they're agitated. And, you know, the dogs are scared, right? The animals are scared, right?
This next video comes from Where Science Meets Nature on TikTok.
So is anybody's animals acting weird lately? I got something to show you. It's my puppy Morpheus. Taking our daily walk. We do this every single day. We're here in the armpit of Ohio. And ordinarily, he is on a 15-foot lead and ordinarily takes the whole 15 feet. But all day today, he hasn't done anything but stay, I don't know, at the most 5 or 6 feet away from me. Is anybody else's animals doing things like this? This is really weird. He's also acting like he's on high alert. He keeps looking up and around to see what's around him, but there isn't
Yeah, and he's got his ears down.
anything around. We're just in a park. It's really weird. Let me know if your animals are doing the same thing.
Tiffany Robinson on TikTok follows up on his video by stating that yes, she notices that her dogs are also acting very strange as well.
So is anybody's animals acting weird lately? I got something to show you.
Okay, this is the
Yeah, why are we not surprised, right? You see, they can't really, YouTube can't really run, what do you call that? Ads on my channel the way they would like to, right? Because I'm not YouTube's bitch, right? No justice, no peace, people, and that's just the freaking bottom line here, okay? The Canadian government, right, with these corrupt politicians, they're harvesting people. Bottom line. And until my dying breath, I will talk about it. And YouTube and fucking BitChute or whatever, I don't care. They can shadow ban as much as they want, but more and more people are going to fall off onto the wayside. And sooner or later, there's going to be more robots than there are humans. And then maybe, just maybe, that's when the humans, the ones that are left, might do something actually of substance to turn the tide. Okay? Otherwise, you see these beautiful teeth? Don't be surprised if they don't go missing in action in due time. Yeah. And then they'll say she did it to herself. Yeah, I know how that goes.
This video because I was thinking the same thing the other day. I live in Las Vegas and I know it's New Year's Eve right now, and one dog is really afraid of fireworks, but we haven't heard any fireworks yet, but she's acting really, really strange. My dogs for the last 2 to 3 weeks have been going outside, and like as soon as they get out the door, their nose is to the ground, and I don't know what the hell they're looking for. Nothing's really changed. There is a cat that is our neighbor's cat, and I kept thinking maybe the cat's out there at night peeing or something around our plants and stuff, and maybe that's what they're looking for. But these two go outside and their noses to the ground, and they are nonstop looking for something. I don't know what they're looking for, and it's always at night and it's in the morning, but I don't know what's going on
That white fuzzy stuff that grows hair.
with it. I don't know what they're looking for. It's
That likes to live off of organic matter. You know? Like human, well, not human, well, yeah, it'll probably live off of human waste too, but animal waste. Kind of makes me think what's happening with the sewage plants.
We've lived here 4 years, and there's no new animals in our complex, so I don't know what's going on. But the little one right here won't leave my side and keeps curling up to me, and she's not normally like that. And now she's kind of like scared of something. This one, as soon as we go outside, she is looking for something, like she's hunting something. And she's not really afraid of anything as much as she's a tiny little dog. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, my dogs have been acting really, really.
Because it's moving, right? We already seen the video with that farmer with his birds squawking, right? With the hair, the white hair growing around dog poop and rabbit droppings and all that crap, right? And he took a stick to it and the shit was moving and stuff, right? And he says it's actually growing. That's what they're looking for, people.
Strange for the last 2 weeks.
Like I said, some dogs want to go outside to go to the bathroom, but they do not want to stay outside.
到底是怎么放？丢丢，我操！哎，我操！
Outside. Aaron, there's nothing outside. There's nothing. Aaron, there's nothing outside. Aaron, there's nothing outside.
When the first time, I'm going to leave it on this, okay? The first time, let's see if we can get to something a little more exciting than just looking at that.
Right? See? Nothing. That's my shadow, Aaron. My shadow. Look. That's my shadow. That's nothing. Aaron. Aaron, there's nothing outside. You need to calm down. Why are you so... You want to go out? Are you sure? Aaron, calm down. Alright. Oh my god. It's so easy. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, because shit's moving around out there. Growing hair. Right? But why aren't people talking about that?
That is very heavy. Oh my god, oh my fucking god.
When that guy took that stick to that pile of whatever that was encased with that white, fuzzy, growing hair stuff, that stuff was moving people. Okay, when he took the stick to it, it was like sticking out like this, right? He took the stick to it, the stuff was starting to move. Okay? And reaching up. You know? I'm blind, but I seen that.
Oh my god. This is actually scary.
Okay, so when I moved into this house in 2000, okay, whenever, and in 2011, when I documented that Project Bluebeam because of the blue hue, within 3 seconds of a full second, that's the only way I can say it, 60 seconds to make 1 minute. I don't know if the frame rate was 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, but you've got 1 full second out of 60 seconds, where out of that 1 second, there was only 3 seconds where I captured that creature under Project Bluebeam that went through a chain link fence. I have it up on video already, okay? Now, I had a dog named Sadie, and she was by my sliding door window. As I was going out the sliding door window, she went off and started barking because she seen it before I seen it. And I never seen it until I went to convert over the video and was looking at it frame by frame and just happened to catch that. And then I had to go back and re-look at it, and that's when it was discovered that there's such a thing as called Project Bluebeam over communities in the province of British Columbia, Canada, that, and I even took it, I even emailed that 3 second of a second, right, little clip to paranormal groups to ask them if they thought it was a ghost, being that it went through the chain link fence and it looked and acted very strange. And they said no, because it looked more like a 3D image. But because I panned the camera so fast, it was going down the stairs. By the time I got into the garage, the camera picked up a little bit of the hue that was on the outside. Like, you know, when you're in the garage, you're inside, right? And so when you're looking out to the driveway, there was a little bit of that blue hue that was exactly the same color as it was when I was walking out that door, and there was that 3 second of a second where that creature went through this chain link fence.
Huh?
And the reason I call it Project Bluebeam is because of the blue hue. Now, that's not the first time I've documented the blue hue in my yard. It even got to the point where my eyes could actually pick it up. And I didn't even need the camera once I realized what the hell I was looking at. But it's so fast and sudden that you don't even notice it. Okay? Seriously, you don't even notice it. And yeah, they import imagery through the, I guess, the electricity that's generated around it. Right? So dogs, they do. That's what I'm trying to say. They can see things that we can't see faster than we can ever see them. Because not only do they sense it, but they also see it. Probably because their eyes are different than ours.
No, no. Oh God, oh God, oh God. This is scary. Oh my God.
See how many, do you see how many of these ads come in on these videos? Again, YouTube can't, they can't slap these video ads on mine. They like to slap these ads on my older videos, like I said before, where it's all innocent, before my kids were targeted for body parts, before Andre was medically kidnapped to prop up that portfolio within the ministry and the people that work within the foster care industry, right? Obviously, Uncle John created a big kerfuffle when he was medically kidnapped because it was one big cover-up, right? So, you know, when I talk about those things, they can't really put ads on my videos. But they can if I'm just canning chicken in 2012 or, you know, right? Working in the yard, right? You know, just doing yard stuff, they can slap on ads. They don't pay me for it. They'll never pay me for it. They'll just use and abuse me, slap me around like they're a bitch, keep me oppressed. Right? Locked up in their freaking YouTube dungeon, basically. Yeah. YouTube is a very hypocritical website.
People are noticing more and more strange things about their dogs and not wanting to go outside, and he is not moving. He is not budging, and this is not like him.
Yeah, even my cats are rushing to get inside.
This is really strange. You sure you don't want to go out, buddy?
Trust the animals. The animals are always the first ones to know when something is wrong. They exhibit very bizarre behavior. Birds are flying in the wrong direction for the winter. Fish are going in circles in the waters because they are losing their direction. But it's not just the animals, but some of us humans as well. We feel like something's just not right. Something big is around the corner. Something's coming. There's like this sense of dread. We can't really explain it, but some of us definitely feel it.
There's that misty,
In this
it's very sporadic and fast-paced, don't you think?
disturbing video, when it
Nobody's talking about wind. Fog normally doesn't have a lot of wind around it. It usually rolls in, right? It comes in off the water and then it spreads out onto land, right?
When it comes to the animal,
As a matter of fact, I might have a video where there's a bit of fog from back in the day that I could use maybe as a comparison because, right, it's off the ocean. So I'm going to look and see.
animals not wanting to go outside or refusing to stay outside, it could be due to this fog situation that is currently still going on. There is something I'm noticing as well in the comment sections of these videos, not just my videos, where I'm talking about this fog, but other content creators as well, whether they are on YouTube.
Well, not my channel, not my videos. I put the word fog in my video, and people, YouTube staff, burying it where people can't never ever see it. Because it will give people an idea, right? They only want YouTube staff and whatever, whoever controls them, only want people to use my channel for information to improve their own channels, but it has to be select information. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to boost your calcium intake, without relying on milk products, eat kale and bok choy. That's the best. Pump up on that. It ain't going to kill you, but it's definitely going to give you lots of calcium if you eat enough of it. I'm just saying. So yeah, one of these content creators are going to talk about that one day. Yeah, I know, right? But, you know, because YouTube allowed them to maybe see that video, right? But, or maybe they just wandered onto my page and decided to listen for a little while, right? And thought, well, that's a good idea. You know, it makes me sound like I'm intelligent. It makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about, being that everybody's getting sick with the fog. Just go eat some kale and some bok choy and build up your immune system. I'm just saying, right? Being that, you know, animal freaking products are either getting too expensive to buy or they're disappearing off the shelves. Don't forget about that.
YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Rumble, there are a lot of bots released in the comment sections of these videos.
Yeah, a lot of bots. That's what I got on freaking BitChute. I swear, it's just bots.
You have content creators saying this fog does not look natural. They are giving visual examples. This fog smells and tastes like chemicals. This fog is making them
Andre said it was burnt wood, which would be a form of chemical.
sick. It's making them ill. You have bots released in the comment sections of these videos sowing doubt by saying, fog always looks like this. Fog always smells like chemicals. Fog always appears around this time. This fog is normal. But
I don't think so. Fog is not fast flowing like that. It's slow. It creeps in. It's usually a slow moving. If you ever watched it, you'd know.
found something pretty strange, and I've been going down this rabbit hole ever since. In one of my videos that had to do about this fog, somebody left a comment, look up the time traveler that predicted this fog. Now, I couldn't find them on YouTube, so I went to TikTok and I typed in fog predicted, and I found some really strange videos that go back to 2023.
Guys, you don't know what the fog is. The fog will cover the earth, and it will be 40 days until the fog is gone, and that 1/2 signs of the day of judgment.
There are multiple accounts, but there's this one account with the username of I Know It's Coming, and it has a bunch of zeros and ones. They posted this video to TikTok on June 19th, 2023.
Predictive programming, eh?
When you try to warn the world of the fog that is fast approaching, a whirlpool of horrors we cannot face, but they deem you insane, yet it comes to pass, as you foretold, with you being abandoned in
Yes, but they wouldn't want you to bring it to exposure, because you might see something in there that you could identify and start connecting the dots with, you know?
your cell by those you try to save. The description of this video is
So we can't be surprised why my channel isn't being freaking shadow banned, people. Okay? I'm just saying. This is where you have to stand your ground and fight the good fight and go down freaking swinging. Yeah, if enough of us go down freaking swinging, sooner or later, whatever is happening to us will be pushed back. But it ain't happening right now, though, because too many of us are still got our heads in the sand. You know, we're looking the other way, hoping that nobody's going to notice us and we'll be safe. Right? Or we're too busy committing crimes so that we can get rich and then think we're safe and better than everybody else. Right?
even creepier. It just shows this person repeating the fog is coming. And look at the hashtags. Hashtag the fog is coming. Hashtag the fog is coming 2025. Hashtag the fog. Hashtag goodbye. But let us go back to right here, because at this point I was kind of creeped out, and I was trying to see if you could re-edit an entire TikTok video and have it still show the same date when it was initially created. Come to find out, you cannot edit a TikTok video to have it show something new, and you cannot change the date of a TikTok video. So this video was indeed created.
But that's predictive programming. That's like you talking on the phone to your, so-and-so, mention something, get off the phone, and then you get a phone call 2 minutes later in relation to what you were just talking about to somebody else. Or YouTube goes after a video and takes it down, right? Because you were talking to somebody in the United States of America about a particular subject that related particular to the video that was taken down the next day by YouTube because your phone is tapped. Right? Like, you know, like these guys are gang stalkers, bottom line, and they do predictive programming, they do voice to skull, right?
On June 19th, 2023. And look what the video is showing us. It says the fog is coming in December 19th, 2024, 12:43 a.m. Eastern Time. It is going to be at every single country in the world. Now I really do believe that something is indeed going on with this fog, this quote-unquote fog. I did before, but this pretty much proves that somebody back in 2023 knew fog was coming on December 19th, 2024, and they were giving us a warning about this fog. I don't know the exact date when this fog started, but December 19th does sound about right. And what's even strange is the fact that they use Eastern Time, 12:43 Eastern Time, and this fog was first noticed on the East Coast of the United States, eastern states like Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, and New Jersey. But the thing is, this is not the only TikTok user to warn about this fog in December. Take a look at this video by Gamacho Starboy 17.
See? You can't, like, seriously, man. This is why YouTube does this crap. They can't slap on ads on my channel, not this video. We wouldn't want people to know about exposure. No, that's too much power. Yeah, that's too much information, right? It empowers people to dig a little deeper. Yeah, get good at some skills, right? Network with compare pictures, right? You know what I'm saying? God forbid.
Shut and locked at all times.
Open their eyes. Yeah, no, it's not what they want. No. They want you watching their ads and keeping you guessing.
Listen for the ringing sound from the sky. And this video was made back in July of 2023. What's also really strange about this as well is that this kind of reminds me of Leave the World Behind, Barack Obama's scripted movie, which was released in October of 2023, when people were hearing that really strange sound in the sky, sound like ringing in their ears, and they were also getting sick being outside. Some of these comments even go months back in these videos. Take, for example, these comments here, where back in July of 2023, a person says, "Thanks for the reminder." Another person says no. Another person says no. One person says, "Good is on my side." Back on November of 2024, a person says, "Am I late to this trend? Is 2024 real or fake?" And so far, it looks like this is real. This video that was uploaded to TikTok on July 27, 2024, created by Sad Mad Lad, it says in the video, "Dance if the fog is going to consume everything," on December 23rd, 2024, and it says, "Me and bro ASF," and it shows two people dancing. And again, the description of this video repeats, "The fog is coming." So I had looked further into this and come to find out there were actually articles talking about this trend. For instance, this article here, back on October 22nd, 2024, and it's titled, "The Fog is Coming."
Well, I'm sure that advertisement's coming here in the next minute or under.
The eerie trend that's creeping into your feed. The article goes on to say, so what exactly is this eerie "the fog is coming" phrase, and where did it come from? The phrase's ambiguity invites speculation ranging from
being ambiguous.
environmental concerns to existential reflections on the future. Either way, it suggests something is coming, whether it be laughs from the funny skits or jitters because of...
Okay. So, what's this guy got to say? I've been seeing.
It turned into a fungus, hair-looking piece.
Yeah, there we go. Hair-looking pieces. This is a different dude, because the other one was a farmer out in the bush with the trees. Okay, let's take this back, right? Take it to exposure. But no, YouTube doesn't want you to know that. So we'll just slap down the bitch. She doesn't mind. She keeps coming back for it. Right?
This fog would come in December 19th, December 23rd, and so forth. This next disturbing video comes from That Ginger Brandon, and he goes a little bit more in depth about that white fungus stuff that I had shown in my previous video that appeared
Yeah, and that's what we're going to take to exposure.
after this unusual fog.
It turned into a fungus. Hair-looking pieces, don't breathe that in. Okay. Just remember, what I'm going to say is just for general information purposes and entertainment purposes only. Now, I've been seeing a lot of videos like this here, where you can see particles in the air like this. Or videos like this one where they say the fog is making them sick, dry coughs, congestion, and headaches. And videos like this.
Going on with this fog, and then people getting sick.
And all of this reminded me of the Joplin tornado back in 2011 that it unearthed a deadly fungus and actually unalived 5 people. And there's plenty of information about that right here. And over the holiday week, there was quite a bit of severe weather, including tornadoes. And obviously severe thunderstorms. Now, I'm not saying that this is all obviously related in any way, but let's see what AI has to say also. Can fungal and mold spores travel in fog?
Yes, both fungal.
Water spreads germs, people. Everybody knows that. Water is the route to transport a pathogen from point A to point B all the way down to point Z. Okay.
And mold spores can travel in fog. They're lightweight enough to be carried along with the tiny water droplets that make up fog.
Notice how they said water. Right? Oh, but Judy's dumb. She wouldn't know that. How could she possibly know that? She must have watched the video first. Yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever.
Okay, now can that cause upper respiratory issues?
Yes, breathing in mold spores carried by fog can definitely trigger upper respiratory issues. You might experience sneezing, coughing, a stuffy nose, or even wheezing. If you have allergies or asthma, mold spores can make your symptoms worse.
Okay, what other things could fog technically carry?
Fog could technically carry a bunch of other stuff, like...
Well, yeah, because now you're getting into the molecules binding within certain molecules with each other, as you know, it collects dust particles that are maybe infected with radiation particles. For all we know, I'm just using that as an example, right? Water attracts dirt. Water is the conductor to transport pathogens from point A to point B all the way to point Z, right? Water is the conductor to allow things to multiply and breed. That's why you clean your cupboards, your counters after you cut chicken and all that shit. You come with clean water and you wipe everything down with soapy water and whatever, and you wipe it down and let it dry, right? Once it's dry, that's it. It's done.
Like pollen from plants, dust and dirt particles.
There you go. I should have been a scientist.
Pollution from cars and factories.
Exactly. Heavy metals bind together, flock together.
Even tiny bits of sea salt if you're near the coast.
Of course.
It really just depends on...
Have you ever tasted rainwater and it tastes like salt? That's because it's coming in from the oceans. It's raining down with the ocean water that it evaporated.
What's in the air where the fog's forming.
Also, just out of curiosity, can thunderstorms and tornadoes on Earth fungal and mold spores and maybe be transmitted later on by the...
Well, of course, because you've got botulism that lives in dirt, right? Everybody knows that, okay? So if it gets spewed around enough, what else is being dug up with the dirt as the botulism is being sprayed around town with the wind? I'm just saying. Or anthrax or something like that, right?
Fog?
Absolutely. Thunderstorms and tornadoes can churn up fungal and mold spores from the ground. These spores can then get caught up in fog that forms later on. It's a roundabout way for them to travel, but definitely possible.
Okay.
This is a bug. So, you see? That's all it is. It's just a means for YouTube to take advantage of their content creators, give them a little pittance in terms of a little bit of money for this ad, right? As they play favoritism with limited information, right? That anyone with any common sense would know, right? But they're not going to give them anything of substance, like what I have to offer, by taking it to exposure. And even when I take it to exposure,
take this video here from Dab Fier.
and even when I take it to exposure and put up my video, well, that one will be shadow banned too, because they're not going to want too many people to see that either, because it's too real.
I'm out here in Washington and I'm about to go get my coffee this morning. I'm watching some of the videos on TikTok like everybody else probably is about the fog rolling in Florida and just the weird stuff in the pool. And it's a little foggy out here, which is like there's nothing like weird about that, because it's Washington and that's what happens.
Yeah, because they're near the ocean.
But it smells like sulfur in the air as soon as...
Which could be like burning firewood to one degree or another, right? In terms of Andre smelling something. We had fog out here for over 24 hours, for a full day, he said. And then after that, everybody got sick. Yeah.
Outside, it was pungent. It was just...
So maybe it was the fog that made the kids sick, right? Who knows?
It's hard to describe. Weird, though, is all I can say.
This next disturbing video about the fog comes from DIY Mom Annie on TikTok, and her air purifier is showing some pretty interesting results.
Until my air purifier turns blue. I'm going to report every day what my air purifier is telling us is wrong with the air. For the past 2-3 weeks, maybe, it's just been red, constant. So in the history of me having this for 4 years, it goes red temporarily, but at the most 30 minutes. I've seen it go this red when it's really bad allergies out, but it has the ability...
When you cook, I have one that does that, right? It's in the living room, but when I cook in the kitchen on my stove, oh boy, that thing jumps up. Oh yeah, it will go past 1,000. It will go past what it can read from the shit that comes up off the burners, and then we wonder why my nose is running all the time. I'm just saying.
To clean the air within 30 minutes and it goes back to being blue. I've also seen it turn red when we've been cooking, and again,
cooking.
It'll clean the air within 10 to 30 minutes max. It's also turned red when you blow out a candle and the air is full of that smoke. But again, 10 to 30 minutes max, and it cleans the air and it's back to being blue. Today, it is at 146. It has not gone over 100 in the 4 years that I've had it. In this past couple weeks, I've seen it be at 230, 140s. It cannot clean the air. It's almost as if it's telling me, girl, I don't know what is in the air, but I cannot clean it. Basically telling me I'm on my own for this one. Like, we can clean pollen, dust, mold from the air.
Yeah, and she's on the inside of her house, and then we wonder why I got crud in my cupboards with a bunch of spider webs that kind of look like hair. I suppose if you took a magnifying glass to it, right? Crisscrossing.
Whatever's in the air right now, I can't do this. I feel like it's gonna break at some point. Until it turns blue, I'm going to report every day what my air purifier...
So she has a windstorm going through her house and she doesn't even realize it. That's exactly what's happening.
...is telling us.
This video comes from forensic nurse to attorney, and these people are waiting for the sunrise at the beach, and this fog just blankets everything at this beach.
And I'm walking towards Barefoot Beach and Naples. This stretch of sand is about 7 miles long. I'm on Little Hickory Island. Hey, Andrew. Happy 7th night of Hanukkah to you too. A lot of disappointed people down here on the beach for sunset. Last sunset of the year, and it doesn't look like we're going to get one.
All right, folks, so here we are, straight from the TikTok app. This is no editing, no nothing. My dog and I come out here every night for a walk, and I had this insane spotlight. What the hell is that? Nyla, get over here right now. Hey! Nyla! What the f*** is that? Nyla, come here.
Okay, well, maybe I should take a still shot on this one with paint and take it to exposure, because he's trying to figure out what he's looking at, but he can't see it because clearly it's been blurred out, right?
Jesus Christ, now I got the chills.
Well, what can you possibly see there?
Now, come here, right now. Hey! Nyla, get over here, right now. Fucking creepy. I mean, seriously. You tell me what is all this fog? It looks like snow, it's how deep it is. Or it's, you know, thick.
Do you owe more than...
Welcome to YouTube land! Okay, so basically, I've already taken, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these still pictures with paint. And I put it on slow speed because, you know, everything going fasty. Alright, now, did you see how fast that switched over? Now, because I can see better through my camera screen versus looking at this screen, I see something happening in here. Now, that could be his dog, right? That's not what I was looking for. I was looking for something that came in through here. It was just, but I had to slow it down. So hold on a minute. Okay, so, you know, if you decide you want to do something like this and you take it to slow speed, you're not getting all the frames, by the way. Just be aware of that. I've mentioned it in the past in different videos, right? They've broken them up so that you don't get frame by frame by frame by frame. Okay, they skip frames.
No.
Do you see how fast that moved? That must be his dog. I don't know. It doesn't look like a dog, though. Okay, so I'm on like picture number 26 or something with everything that I've been doing so far, right? I've probably done, I don't know, maybe 10 of these from this, what we're looking at. Now, if these things are pieced together through Photoshop, because if you notice, like, he was just using a cell phone. This frame here, this picture, was more in the center. So I don't know how much is being recorded. This is what I'm trying to say. But here you can see what the lens, right? I thought I was looking more over here, so how it ended up over there, I don't know. I can see where it ends here, but I can't see where it ends here, at least not at this stage, right? I would suspect that exposure will define it better, right? So I did copy and paste this picture, right? Because, you know, people are scoundrels. They will go out of their way to Photoshop pictures for views because they're looking to make money with that viral video, right? Whatever that is, it moved. You can see here, because he's got a spotlight that he's, you know, right? And it, I don't know why it's like that, but anyway, let's just, I already got a lot of pictures. So there. So there's, so, okay, this is, I'd say it ends right there. Do you see? Right, how far, I don't know. What are we looking at? A workbench or something? Right? It's a wood frame, maybe making a garden bed or something, or maybe the beginnings of a shed or something. Where it ends over here, I don't know, so hold on a minute. This is where it begins to get daunting, because I'm on number 20, picture number 26, and I haven't even taken not even one to exposure yet. Oh joy. I guess he's calling his dog now.
What the is that?
Well, what is he referring to? Is he looking at something? Because if he's looking at something, unless of course you can kind of see it snowy looking, so maybe I should take this one. Okay, so I can see here kind of in terms of like the scope of his video, right? It kind of, I would say, goes down here, right? And then it ends way over here. You can see the difference. Okay. Now what he's looking at that's scaring him, I don't know.
Now, come here. It chills.
Remember, we're getting into seconds, but it's not every frame of a full second, okay? YouTube is good at, I guess you could say, censoring out the most important seconds within a second when it comes to frame by frame by frame. And they do it on purpose, people. So you don't catch whatever it is that's lurking in the background. I'm just saying, because you can only bring it down to 25% of the speed, which is a quarter of the full frames, right? If you have 100 frames and you only brought it down to 25, that means there's 25 frames that you're not seeing. You will probably see the 75 frames, but you won't see the other 25. Yeah. I've been doing this stuff for a long time. Ever since Shimei's been murdered. Well, actually before then. What am I talking about? 2011. With Project Bluebeam going through my yard with my dog barking at it and seeing it before I could even see it. I seen a little flash of something white, so maybe that's the little dog.
Now, come here.
Okay, there's the dog. Okay, we're on picture number 29.
Right now. Hey.
Well, very interested in the grass. But then what dog wouldn't be? It reminds me of that creature that went through my fence. Kind of. Okay, so again, I'm sure you can see this. I don't know what that is. It has a stick or something in its mouth. Looks like a stick, eh? What do you think?
Get over it.
Well, maybe not.
Here.
I don't know.
Right now.
Looks kind of weird, don't you think? Okay, so this is the kind of stuff that makes me suspicious. Okay, do you see what's going on here? Look at that. Now, I think the dog was wearing like a little sweater or something, but this thing is morphing. Okay, you can't believe everything you see on the internet, people. Honest to God, the government is faking the funk. Left, right, and center. Okay, YouTube is not an independent corporation working for the public. They work for the government. They are part of the government. They participate in illegal activity through gang stalking techniques. They partner up with corrupt governments so that they can stalk you right in your freaking neighborhood, for crying out loud. Your kids get targeted. You end up being injured or whatever, dying or whatever, kidnapped or whatever, like Uncle John medically kidnapped, okay? As the government conspires to cover it up right along with freaking YouTube. Alright? Like, seriously, man. That's why I don't like doing videos like this, because it brings shit to the fucking surface that's just completely depressing. Yeah, and if you go to the alternative website of freaking BitChute with all the freedom fighters on there, they ignore it like a 10-foot pole, as they're, I suppose, maybe one or two of them watching my videos, being that my view counts are so high. But ain't nobody saying nothing, ain't nobody reporting on what I expose, which makes me think that they're the controlled opposition. Natural News, controlled opposition. Alex Jones, controlled opposition. Those kind of people. Freaking, what's her name? Laura Lynn, right? Thomas or whatever. Controlled opposition. You know? Like, that looks too weird. And we're missing a quarter of the frames here. Don't forget that. Okay? It's not like you're seeing this shit frame by frame, because you're not. YouTube makes it so that you can't see it. Unless, of course, maybe you record the video in real time the way, I'm recording, and then you take it off to your own editor and take it down frame by frame by frame. Then, yeah, maybe you might get lucky and catch something. But don't ever expect to see each and every frame on YouTube, because you're not going to get it, because they're smart asses. But there's something seriously wrong with that. Oh, look. What is that? Does that look like a dog to you? Doesn't look like no dog to me. Hold on a minute. Okay, so let's just see what happens now. I don't know. Oh my God, somebody else phoning again. And then when it becomes like photoshopped and stuff like that, okay? Like, do you see how straight that is? I mean, clearly there's... Do you see the blue hue in the background? It's kind of bluish. Or at least it's looking kind of blue through the screen of my camera. Because if I had to say this was anything, it could be that creature that went through my chain link fence. Went through it. Chain link fence, back in 2011 with that Project Bluebeam, with the blue hue. Because nothing is adding up with this thing, including here. Right? I mean, I don't know. I gotta take, I guess, this picture. I mean, maybe the dog is running real fast or something. But, like, no, like, all right. Unless it's on something, maybe. Maybe it's on something. And I don't know. There's like programs that you can just tell the computer, I suppose, what kind of video you want to kind of make. And apparently it can do it for you. Do you see how uniform this is? Do you see how straight cut? This is what exposure is going to highlight. So that if you wanted to, if you looked at enough pictures, broke it down even to more frames, picture by picture by picture, as best as you could, you could probably debunk this video to one degree or another. In terms of it was either photoshopped or maybe it was created by some computer program and somebody's just playing a hoax. Because this is way too distorted. And it's already given off red flags. Right. Right. See, this is what I like about exposure. Like that doesn't look anything like a dog. And then it goes completely off screen.
Creepy.
So something was creepy. Okay, so what is all that now? Where did that shit come from? And another thing, just as we have these so-called content creators taking other people's TikTok videos, slapping them all in a row in a video with a comment here and a comment there, doesn't mean that maybe not some of them, but, maybe not all of them, but doesn't mean that some of them aren't being employed by YouTube to make content like that to either stir up fear porn, get people just speaking out on their thoughts about it in terms of if you wanted to know who the dissenters were and the conspiracy theorists in terms of what they were thinking, people, those kind of people, right? Like me, I suppose. Well, what are you thinking? Well, here's a video. Tell us what you think, right? We know you're going to respond. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you more than what I think. I'm going to show you what I'm thinking. Because, like I said, they have, I already copied and pasted this one. They have programs where you can tell a computer, the program, what kind of video you want, and it will make it for you where people don't even really have to do it anymore, right? And if you're trying to, psychological warfare, boil the frog. It comes in soft kill methods, right? It comes in many multiple forms. Some people are more mentally stable. And if you look at this, do you see it? Here's, right, the frame of the recording is actually quite large compared to other things that we were seeing, because at one point we only seen a little bit over here and everything else over here was pitch black, and I wasn't too sure how wide the actual recording is. But when you look at this, it's quite large, right? So, and now we're seeing things. Where is that? What is that? Now I'm pretty sure I saved this one, because we didn't see that before. So let's just go a little more and see. What are we looking at? A tree now all of a sudden? Where did the tree come from? That's kind of looking like a tree, don't you think? Maybe? It looked like branches. So where did that come from? I guess he panned his camera, right? Hold on. Okay, so I'm almost wanting to put this video up as is and start fresh with these pictures in exposure when I get time. Because technically I'm supposed to be cooking Swiss chard. Oh no, I couldn't get Swiss chard. They didn't have it because the grocery stores are running out of food. But I did manage to get some kale, and I did get a little bit of spinach, and I did get bok choy. So I have to cook these up and get them, ready for us. And I'm going back to back to back. And then I put them in my little containers, and I've got enough because I told Andre he needs to eat more. Obviously, I want to give to Amari, and it would probably benefit me. But anyway, this stuff is important, right? At least to some degree or another, being that it's, all over the internet. But if you noticed, only some people get the traffic, right? Because they're ad-friendly. Yeah, where I take it a little further, which makes it not ad-friendly, because I call out the culprits, people, right? I show the evidence, people. It takes me a while sometimes to bring it to the surface, or it gets buried along with the rest of my videos, and then I have to come back and redo it again, right? As I, battle psychological warfare with the shadow banning of my channel, right along with the bots on BitChute that have nothing to say other than, right? I'm just saying, fuck, man. I'm kind of suspicious about this video, just based on what I've seen so far.
You tell me.
You tell me.
What is all this fog?
What is all this fog?
It looks like snow. That's how deep it is. Or, thick.
Okay. Two different colors. I can see the blue in the screen of the camera. Here it's more grayish white. Here you can see it's like a tealish blue. Right. Okay, so almost done here. I do want to go back to that little dog and just take another still shot after I'm done looking at this, because I think it was wearing a little sweater, but even still, the way that was morphing just looked too strange to me. Okay.
Alright, folks, so here we...
Has anyone else noticed the strange phenomenon he captured in the distance? Well, what was the distance? What did he capture in the distance? I can see brighter lights in here through the lens or through the screen of the camera, but not so much on the screen there. All right.
We are...
So they keep you guessing. Instead of letting you watch my video where I tell you to take it to exposure, they're hiding it, people. That's what makes YouTube crooked. But then they're working with the government, so you can't be surprised, because that's just the way it is. And they have their homeboys sitting in the office with the YouTube gang stalkers at a different desk, making fake videos to one degree or another, so that they can post them and then have the traffic redirected to those videos, not only to slap on ads, but to keep people guessing. For sure, that's exactly what's happening here, right? That would be business as usual for freaking YouTube. That's why a lot of people, when they finally, I suppose, got kicked off of YouTube and they went to alternative other websites to do their postings, whether they're controlled opposition or not, they said that when they went somewhere else, their view counts went up because YouTube was oppressing them, was slivering them off, right? Wasn't calculating them properly, was removing them, right? Wasn't posting them, and because and plus redirecting traffic away from them. Yeah. YouTube is a sickness. It really is. I don't know. I'm getting tired of taking pictures already.
Straight from the TikTok app.
This next video.
Okay, I just want to see that little dog again. Yeah, that's what I want to see. There it is, right there. Okay, so what were those? Look like fins or something, right? So far, I don't see that. Okay, is this dog wearing a sweater or something? It looked like it had like those straps on it, right? And at one point, it looked like it had something in its mouth. Like I said, you're not going to get frame by frame. They don't want you to have that ability.
Get over here.
Unless maybe it ran up against something that had that.
Now.
See, you can see it has straps on it. Where's my finger? Here it is. Right? You know those little, right? And then I guess they hook up the leash onto that thing. But then it just morphs. And you get this. Where the hell did that shit come from? It's like a creature from outer space or something. Serious. Did you see how fast that was? It's because they took away the ability to see frame by frame. That's why. Yeah.
Here. Right now. Hey.
There's nothing there to indicate what we were looking at. It just came out of nowhere.
Nyla. Get over here. Right now.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Okay, that's just some weird shit, okay? Okay, so now we're just gonna look at it in real time, YouTube style, okay?
Nyla, get over here, right now.
See,
fucking creepy.
Did you see how fast it went?
You tell me what is all this fog? It looks like snow, it's how deep it is. Or it's, you know, thick. Alright folks, so here we are. Straight from the TikTok app.
This next video comes from Joey Vidoy, and he's going to show us what he caught on camera when it comes to this fog.
Oh, God.
All right, I am in Florida right now.
All
I
right,
came here
what
for
did
New
he
Year's.
catch?
That's why I haven't posted in a few days. But the fog thing is real, and I want you to see this. I took this from my phone last night. We are in Southwest Florida.
Oh, please show me that you took it to exposure. Like, seriously, man.
This was New Year's Eve. Check this out.
This is the fog, dude. It is, but it's literal particles like it's showing up in my phone in Southwest Florida. Is that, I don't know how fog, is that what fog's supposed to look like? It looks like dust.
Oh, well, yeah, you're going to get that little windstorm in your house, and it's going to get into every nook and cranny in your cupboards all over the place. Don't be surprised.
Look at that. What is that?
I guess you can't blame everything on the dump trucks, right? Well, no, I'm sorry, cement trucks when they're outside your front door, 7 deep, grinding their freaking cement around and around and around and around for 4 or 5 hours straight, just as fast as one drives off, another one drives in, parks its ass right out your front door, grinding that cement around and around and around. So it's flying around. It's very sporadic. Makes me think of that drone picture that I took a picture of that was very sporadic.
That's cool.
Okay, so maybe I should take a picture of that. What do you think? Honestly, I don't even know how I'm going to go through all these pictures. No. You you gotta have time for this kind of stuff, right? It's hard on my eyes, too, you know.
Crazy.
And then they add in the spooky music yet to boot.
Definitely seen fog before, but I have never seen anything like this. And you can see clearly in the video that there's like specks, like it's like these particles or something that are floating in the air. This is not natural. I don't know.
This video comes from Janice Abrahamson, and she's going to tell us how she and her husband had seen fog in multiple states, multiple locations.
What's up with the fog? Everywhere I look, there's posts about fog. I just rode back with my husband from Pennsylvania to Georgia, and let me tell you about what we saw. We crossed 7 states. We went from Pennsylvania to Maryland to West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, then Georgia, and there was fog in almost every state. Like, yes, there was some weather going on. There was a little rain here and there, but 7 states, like, it's really odd. Everybody's talking about this fog that's making them sick, this fog after these things we've been seeing in the air that we can't talk about. They're spraying stuff from these things, and maybe it's causing some of this illness, and this fog is part of it. There's this thick fog everywhere.
Psychological warfare. You can't talk about it. Isn't TikTok owned by Chinese people? Like from some Chinese corporation? I just seen a video with people in China, homeless, having no money to eat, losing their housing. They can't even afford a sweet potato, for crying out loud. Like, for some people in China, it's getting bad. Oh, yeah.
We went, and when we got to Virginia, a place called Fancy Gap, I think they're known for having some issues with fog, but this was so bad we almost had to pull over the car. Like, we could not see where we were going. Okay, I need you to drop me some comments. Like, is this normal to go from Pennsylvania to Georgia and see fog in almost 7 states? Like, I need answers here. Just curious, is this related, do you think, to the drones, what we're seeing? I don't know. Drop me some comments. Let's discuss it. And like...
I have to go back into my videos. Good luck finding it. There might be another video where I got stuck in fog, and that was a really thick fog. I had to pull off the highway and get out of the way from the big trucks that were driving. You couldn't see not even 10 feet in front of you. It was so thick. Yeah. But who knows where that video is? I kind of know, but I kind of don't.
Like this from the bottom up so that we can push this out and we can get more information. Thanks.
Thank you so much for watching it.
Yeah, well, we know you're successful. You give YouTube what they want. You give YouTube a platform to slap on their ads. And
Verbo is a place to share all kinds of moments. From writing that post-concert blip.
Redirect the traffic your way, so that whatever you're showing them, I'm sure some of it is the old okie dokie. Okay, so I'm going to end this video and upload it as is, and then over the next, who knows, week. Because it takes time to sit there and take these things to exposure and whatever, right? And I'm not going to take all 38 pictures of fog under exposure under one video, but I'll start plucking away at them here and there. But clearly something wasn't adding up with that last little thing with the dog there. But besides that point, I just refreshed, right, to see what is going to be suggested for me to watch. Now, if I was to do a title like this, people, all I'd have to do is just type the word into my title. Never mind, say it in a sentence, and YouTube would remove my video. Yeah, they would. This is what I mean. They're a hypocritical website. Okay, still caused a ton of deaths in 2024 as many start 2025 sick. Well, we just seen what we were looking at there, right? With people saying that they're getting sick with that. But no, not with this video. Do you see the word fog in there anywhere? I don't. And I wouldn't even attempt to put that word in my title on my channel. Because I know how YouTube rocks. Okay? I'm just saying. Like, and then, just as I was recording, because we know my house is bugged, something's bugged. Just as I was recording how my numbers were 994, turned off the camera, put it on my other computer, went to convert it, and look what happened. I dropped a subscriber. Why are we not surprised? This is how gang stalking works. Okay? I'm just saying. And of course, very limited views, right? Because it's all psychological warfare. The information that I'm giving you, if you're lucky enough to see it, is more real than that shadow dog at what we were looking at. But then maybe it was just a glitch in the camera, right? Because the dog was moving fast. But I doubt it, people. Like that, things with that dog, when it blurred and morphed and everything, wasn't adding up. Okay? And I could see YouTube as a corporation hiring a bunch of guys to sit around their desks to create fake videos to feed into the hype so that they could promote those videos as the go-see to videos to redirect traffic there, right, for that psychological warfare to keep people paranoid and guessing and, you know, and scared or whatever, to manipulate them, right, you know, to manipulate their thoughts, right, predictive programming, whatever you want to call it, right, so they can slap on their fucking ads at the same time as they have another group of people over that part of the office with file folders on individual channels like mine, where they connive and scheme and plot to hurt people like me and my family in partnership with corrupt governments depending on where we live, whether it's in the USA or in Canada or maybe some other country. Yeah. That's exactly how I feel about it. Exactly how I feel about it, people. But before I end this video, you know, I'm back on my main page and to see what suggested videos they want to throw in my direction. And then we get these other YouTube content creators that grab other people's videos, put them all together, say a little something here, say a little something there, and then tell other people to go off and be themselves and tell their stories. You know, get off of TikTok because, you know, blah, 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 right? Because, you know, they're listening to all these TikTok rants. So the advice of the content creator that used other people's content is now telling those people, assuming that they'll ever see that video, to drop TikTok because it's going to apparently be shut down anyway. I don't know if that's true or not, right? And you're not going to make as much money as you would if you went on YouTube and started your little YouTube community with your black friends. Because if you're a black YouTube content creator, then you're going to attract black followers. Basically, that's what makes Latrice Allen popular. 99.9% of her followers are black. American ones at that. Right? She don't even get along with the Africans. Same thing with the Raw Squad. Her sister circle. She ain't got no white friends in that. There's no white women in Raw Squad, Rosalind's freaking sister circle. Hell no. They're all black women plotting and scheming who they're gonna freaking talk bad about so that they can feel good about themselves, and Raw Squad can fucking get rich before she dies and maybe be able to buy herself a freaking kidney or whatever it is that she needs, a liver, kidney, she needs a kidney, so you know she's stacking and packing to buy a kidney by any means necessary. And even if it meant, and I wouldn't be surprised, people, if it was bought in the underground economy. Like, that's how crooked people are. So yeah, you get these content creators coming in, because this TikTok stuff that I've been looking at, I've only been looking at it for a couple, 2-3 weeks, right? It just popped up out of nowhere, and it seems like there's quite a few people that do this stuff. And they're saying, oh yeah, just forget about TikTok, and, if you're struggling and you're facing homelessness, and, YouTube will treat you really well. Just, start a channel and, be yourself, talk about your struggles, the community will come and support you. You can start, right? And I'm like, yeah, well, first of all, I don't know who you're talking to, but I suppose if you're black, it works well on YouTube because, birds of a feather flock together. So I suppose for another black person to see another content creator come and tell their woes, like a Latrice Allen, and then end up becoming a fucking YouTube beggar, because that's basically what she is. And now she's teaching her kids how to beg. They grow up to be beggars like her because, it's a community, right? Of all black people. I'm just saying, all right? A loving, warm community. Yeah, okay. As she continues to hide my XG Kid hats. Yeah. Yeah. Probably threw them in the garbage. Yeah, because she knows she can't replicate them. What good are to her? What good is it to her if she can't replicate them? And she can't. So she did. She probably threw them in the garbage with the rest of the shit that she throws away after she's done using it. Yeah. This YouTube is so fake, man. So fake.